Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for checking out another video. Today we are going to be revisiting something that I've done before, and what we're going to be doing is today we're going to be checking out the Mark II F-150's LED ambient light kit. So this is an updated and improved kit for the ambient lights that I've put in my truck before. F-150 LEDs saw my video for the initial one and took a lot of the criticism that I had put in that video to heart and has updated their kit and released this new and improved version. And then they reached out to me and sent me this kit for me to try and see if it's better than what I thought the original one was, because to be quite honest, I didn't really love the original. So they sent me this new one to say, hey, we heard you, check out this new one, see if it's any better. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it installed and check it out. So F-150 LEDs sent me this kit to try because, as I said in my first video, I wasn't shy about the fact that I really didn't like the kit very much. I didn't think the build quality was where it needed to be, and it just kind of seemed cheap and kind of hobbled together. So they weren't wrong when they told me that they didn't think that I liked it very much. So they came up with this new improved one, and they seem to have really taken a lot of the criticisms that I had to heart. So I have pretty much completely removed the old kit. So now we're going to install this new kit and see if it's any better. They've added some new features and improved some of the things that I said I didn't like. So we'll see. So one of the things they changed was they added 7-zone lighting. The previous one was 5-zone. So what they have added is 2 new zones of lighting under the dash. So not just under the front seats, but also under the dash. It's all one piece, so you don't have to do any kind of cheap connections. That was the biggest thing I hated on the other one, was the cheap connections. They came undone a lot, and they've added audio sync, so it'll actually sync to your music now. So let's get it installed. So if you've ever looked at one of their kits before, this is all going to look pretty standard, but it is in fact the Mark II kit. So this is all one piece now, so there's none of those weak connection joints, so that's nice. And this is, of course, the power splice, which is, I believe, the same as the first one. It may be a little bit different, but it's the same idea, and I'll show you how to get that hooked up. So like the first kit, the bulk of the kit is going to be under the front passenger seat, and that's kind of where everything is going to come out from. So let's get this unraveled and we will start laying it out. So this is the breakout kind of box of the LED light kit, and there are 4 wires on one side and then 3 on the other, and they're not really labeled, but they're all cut different lengths, so you need to make sure that you get the right ones. And they online on their video and probably on their website, they tell you which ones are which. They number it weird though, so that on the side with 4, they call the one on the very right number 1, and then number 2, number 3, number 4. So this one is the right passenger seat for the back seat, so it goes under the passenger seat in the front facing the rear. And then the second one is under the passenger seat facing the front, and then the third one is under the dash on the passenger seat in the front, and this fourth one is going to be under the driver's seat facing the rear. So that's going to leave these other 3 for the center console, the front of the driver's seat, and under the driver's dash.
So the overall quality of this kit is about the same as the first one that I reviewed. However, they have made several improvements to the first one, which does make it a little bit easier to deal with. The biggest problem on the first generation was the connectors. They were horrible connectors and had no latching mechanism or safety catch to keep them plugged in, so with the slightest tug they'd come undone. That's fixed on this new generation, or what they call the Mark II, because all of the connections are soldered and heat shrinked so that they can't come undone. All of the cables are cut to pre-length, so it's all ready to go out of the box. with all that, I do appreciate them sending me this kit, and I think that them making these improvements is a big step forward and says a lot about their company that they're willing to listen to their consumers.
Then we're going to take this add a fuse and put it right below this giant green thing, the top left one. I've already removed the factory fuse. Just going to go right there. I'm going to go ahead and put this panel back on so I can start to tidy everything up. There we go.
So I decided just to go ahead and tuck everything in this panel. So the sound sensor and the little control box are in there. And then this is the infrared receiver for the remote control. So I've got that just poking out, and I'll probably like tape it right here or something. I'll figure out what to do with it, just so that's out of the way. But everything else is hidden in there. And I believe it should be all hooked up now that we've got the ground sensor, or I'm sorry, the ground stud done, and the fuse is tapped, so we should be good to go.